Okay, there is actually a further proof, and I'm gonna get into it now. So it's not actually so black and white. You're not at zero and you're not at a billion. Like, there is more complexity within this, and I think we do need to address this while we're already on the topic. And I have the energy to tell you these incredible thoughts that I have. Mathematically, I can prove to you these decisions. It's called decision theory. Look it up. There's literally management courses. You can become an engineer, just like a management engineering, management science, decision theory, probabilities. It's called EV. It's like, it's called like the probability of the valuation. So you take the probability, you multiply by the valuation of two different decisions. You look at the decisions with the probabilities, and then you make a decision. Like, it's a science. There's books on this, and I was very good at it. I got a 95 in that course because I cared. I was passionate. I was teaching the management science how to do it. The management science kids were asking me how to do it because I just cared so much. I just really liked it. I remember I got into that course by actually emailing the management science professor and be like, I swear I'll do all the readings. Just let me in. Because I read like Warren Buffett's book and he said to do that course. I was like, I'll do it. It actually really helped me. One of the many reasons why I'm incredible. It will soon be known. It's not known now. This video is probably gonna get 1 view because of YouTube's corrupt algorithms. It's true. I don't even care. One day you'll see it. But anyways, let me go on to the proof, okay? So I'm gonna go to the proof right now. Are you ready? Yes. It's not actually zero. So people view impoverishment in a bad way. They think it's zero. There's no such thing. You're never at zero. It's actually really hard to stay at zero. That means your debts and the income that you have are exactly at zero. You might have $5 and you're gonna spend the $5, now you're at zero. Not really, there's always debt, there's something, you're gonna borrow some money, right? Like, you're not really at zero. And also, to actually survive is a lot easier than you think. If we're just talking survival, we're talking just roof over your head, somewhere cheap, some food, it's not that hard. The decision theory comes in for the delta. This is what gets very interesting. The 9-to-5 job, the delta between that and impoverished is actually tiny. This is what's fascinating beyond belief. You're not comparing lives, you're comparing deltas. The delta, the change between impoverished and having a normal life, the normal person, the median income is, for example, 50K, right? Impoverished is like you're making 15, 20, you're barely working, barely doing anything. You're happy to work at McDonald's. You're getting 20 to 30K. If you have a degree, I had a friend who had a degree, he was working for 10 years, he was making 70K. So the delta was 25, easy mode. Like, we're talking 30 to 70, 40K was the delta. Now the change between an average median income and ultra wealthy is on the order of hundreds of millions. Okay, let's go back. Let's do the math. The difference between a hardworking 9-to-5 slave is 70K to 30K, with like someone who doesn't care. He just goes to McDonald's, does his job, is 40K. This is the average income, 40K, okay? 40, 50, sure. You work at Chipotle in Washington and be making 80, you know? We're talking like the change is so minuscule. Between impoverished, normal, I'm happy to work at McDonald's. I don't need your investor money. I don't need to even talk to you. I don't need your BS. I will go work at a McDonald's and be happy making 50K, 40K, whatever. That's freedom, okay? Because you can just, there's so many McDonald's. You can just go work at another Tim Hortons. It doesn't matter. 50K. Your friend who's working 9-to-5 every single day, dedicated to the task, is making 80K. The difference is 40. The delta is 40. While I'm working at McDonald's, I'm doing entrepreneurship. I'm doing different businesses, side hustles. I'm doing everything, right? I've done like 8 businesses already these last few years. One will succeed and I know it, okay? The delta between my life and your life, the 9-to-5er median guy, is $40,000. That's nothing. I spent that in one Mykonos trip. Just partied my face off for a month in Greece. The change is 40K. between impoverished guy doing side hustles and trying his best to make it, and the guy who's just doing the 9 to 5, dedicated, cares about his boss's money. 40K. The difference between somebody who's made it and succeeded is on the order of $50 million, because you could get to 50 million quite easily if you put your mind to it. If it's working, if you actually succeed in business. The difference is, 50 million to 100, you know what I mean? On average, making 5 million a year to some guy making 100. The order of magnitude, the multiple between a 5 million a year salary, which is conceivable, and a 100K salary is 50 times. The order of magnitude between an impoverished guy like me who does not care at all. I will flip off an investor any day of the week. Any day. I might go further. I might make fun of him. I might send him an email. Just do whatever I want. I don't care. Right? Is me making 40K at McDonald's and guys who are dedicated making 100. Let's say them 80K on average in Canada. The multiple is 2x. 2x. What does that mean? It means that our lives aren't that different. The multiple is 2x. So that means I'm living in a shitty apartment. You're living in a less shitty apartment. The multiple between 80K or 50K and 5 million is 100x. That means you're going on 18 vacations a year, eating whatever you want, hanging out with whoever you want, flying your family around the world for funsies. I'm living in a shitty apartment. You're living in a slightly nicer apartment. Versus 18 vacations a year, flying wherever we want to the point where we don't even know where we're at. Our brain is so fried from all the fun. Flying our family around the world. People look at you highly thinking you're some god when you're actually not. You just know simple math. So then people say, why do you go on LinkedIn and make fun of people? Because I'm happy with McDonald's. When that is my base, I am free. I can do anything I want. I can try different businesses. I can walk down the street. I can try different side hustles, have different ideas, be creative constantly. It's just math.